So here we are at beautiful Heligan Gardens. What a lovely, fantastic spring day it is. Still a little cold, but as you can see, everything is bursting into flower. These beautiful primroses here. But I wonder if you've noticed behind me there's this grand old tree which must be hundreds of years old. And as we come out of lockdown, we come out in a new way as a church, as we emerge, but we have the old message, the same message to give, but in a new, fresh way. Here it is. What a magnificent tree. I just wonder how old this is and how long it's been standing here with its roots spread out beneath us. Fantastic. And that's like the message we've got. It goes back years and years and years. And it's all before us in the Bible to read and to understand and to listen to what God is saying to us. Maybe not in an old-fashioned way, but in a new way. And that's what we have to do when we deliver our message. Hello, good morning and welcome to Wednesday worship. My name is John Harris. I'm a worship leader at Carnkie Methodist Church, and it's my turn to bring you Wednesday worship today. It's some weeks now since that video was recorded at the Lost Gardens of Heligan. By now, those primroses may well be past their best, and that great big old tree is probably a host to thousands of lovely fresh green leaves. When I saw that tree, I was reminded of the scriptures, the Bible as we know it today. The tree, hundreds of years old, a mere youngster by comparison to the scriptures, which tell of happenings going back many thousands of years. Roots delving deep, providing nourishment for branches reaching out in all directions, and now bursting forth with new growth, providing shelter for birds, a habitat for many creatures, and sucking unwanted carbon dioxide out of our rapidly overheating world. Climate change. It seems that hardly a day goes by without us being reminded of the need to change our habits in order to save our planet for future generations. And we have to admit that we have been pretty poor stewards of the environment, and we still have much to learn and so many lifestyle changes to make in order to change the environment and to play our part in caring for the world. So what about the scriptures? Telling God's story? Can we be confident that we have been good stewards in how we have shared these ancient stories, the history and the prophecies as recorded in the Old Testament? Do we tell others how Jesus lived and how trying to follow his example can be a life-changing experience? Well, I'd like to think we do, but could we do better? If we have learned one thing from the pandemic, it has been that we have to adapt to an ever-changing environment. In our churches too, we have had to adapt. Throughout the pandemic, technology has enabled most, but not all of us, to communicate online, to worship and to pray together, to study the Bible, and to share coffee and have a chat. We have undoubtedly benefited in many ways because of the changes we have had to make. But we have also missed meeting together and doing the things that we enjoy doing as churches, meeting together in person. As we move forward in what some churches might consider to be daunting times, whilst others might see as times of opportunity, let us continue to pray, especially for our leaders in the circuit and our local church leaders. We are currently in the period known as Ascension Tide, the period between the day when Jesus ascended to heaven to be with his Father and Pentecost. Think for a moment of those first disciples and the change that they were confronted with. They had spent the last 3 years or so living with Jesus, learning from Jesus, not always understanding what he was saying. Imagine for a moment what they must have been feeling when Jesus left them. They were left alone to continue his work. So they thought. But Jesus has these final words to his disciples. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. This Sunday we celebrate Pentecost, the day when the Holy Spirit came as promised with the birth of the church, a time of phenomenal church growth. Those early followers are long gone, and now it is our turn. We are tasked with sharing the same old message. So how will we do this? Well, whichever way we discern to be the way forward for our churches, whether it's by embracing new technology and all that is available to us, or by doing pretty much the same things that we have always done, but adapting where we are able, we are reminded that we can be assured that the same Holy Spirit that came upon the first disciples longs to come upon us too. Let us wait and be ready to receive that gift when it comes. And let us long for a time of phenomenal church growth when God's love for all people is increasingly known in our country and across the world.